Testing 1 2 1 2. Okay, maybe it's that slot then.
Let me put this in that slot.
All right, take that out.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It might be that gold jack, maybe. All right, technical difficulties, so we're good. All right, we'll fire this thing up and get her rolling. Here we go.
Recorded live.
Recorded live.
Told you.
Hi, this is State Senator Glenn Anderson, and you're listening to Garden City Community Chat. And now here's your host and my friend, Carrie.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of GC Community Chat. Remember, no one is more committed to the businesses and residents than GC Community Chat. If you'd like to promote your business, your organization, or just give a shout-out to your community, then GC Community Chat is here for you. Don't forget, we are all about promoting our community and yours. Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us again. Richard, are you good now?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Do I hear you?
Yeah. You do.
Okay. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty, but everything is working out just right. It's Thursday, October 2nd, 2014, and you are listening to show number 217.
Did you say October?
October.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. October. If you haven't seen the Garden Club calendar, Richard is Mr. October, so I urge you to try and find one. If not, you can look for it on Facebook. All right, I'd like to introduce my co-hosts for tonight, Garden City's very own Mr. October and Wayne County Commissioner, Mr. Richard LeBlanc. How you doing, Richard?
Hey, good, thank you. Glad to be here.
And our favorite weather forecaster, Mr. Tom Iwinski, better known as Dopper Tom. Hey, Tom. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
You good?
Rainy evening.
Yeah, it's a soggy night out there, isn't it? I was quite surprised. I didn't think we'd have that much rain, but we'll get into that in a little bit. We also hope to have joining us tonight via telephone Dearborn Heights Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton. She's going to be here. We'll be talking about communication and social media and how it can be used in our communities. Kind of like our show, for example, Richard.
Kind of like our show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
community chat. So we're looking forward to that. Tonight I had the pleasure of going to the Kiwanis Officer Installation Dinner held at the Guardian Martial Arts Center here in Garden City. And we want to congratulate the new Garden City Kiwanis president, Monica Fulton. She is the incoming president, and all the new incoming officers as well. And then we'd like to thank the outgoing officers and the outgoing president, Miss Julie Slayball. So thank you very much for your service. We appreciate that. They're a great bunch of people over there, and I'm proud myself to be a Kiwanian. So, hey, we want to give a shout out to Mr. Jack Kurtzetter, the museum's historian at the Straight Farmhouse. Jack is having some health issues, and we just wanted to say we're thinking of you, Jack, and get well soon so we can get you scheduled to come on the show and learn everything that we need to know about our city here in Garden City. And let's mention right now that next week we will be coming to you live from the Garden City Fire Department's annual open house. That's going to be fun.
It is. Hope the weather's as nice as last year, Tom.
Yeah, boy, praying for good weather, I'll tell you. And we've done that, I think, for the last 3 years. So mark your calendars. There will be no show on Thursday, October the 9th, because we will be live at the open house on Saturday, the 11th. Start time for that show is 1 p.m. till 2:30, something like that. We usually have a lot of folks that we interview and talk to that we grab there. And it's a fun time for sure. So remember, next week's show, it's Saturday, October 11th, 1 o'clock, live from the open house. It's also the Garden City Chili Cook-Off, which is kind of a big deal around here. That's a real blast. The open house is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And are you going to be a judge this year?
I know one of the judges, yeah.
You are going to be?
Yes, I am.
Okay. As long as it don't interfere with the show.
Even if it does.
Yeah, even if it does, you'll be at the show. I'll take your Mr. October shirt away from you.
Right.
Yeah. So that's from 11 a.m. to, the open house is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and the chili cook-off is from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and there's all kinds of events going on. Boy, you name it, it's going on a lot of vendors there. So stop by the Garden City Fire Department, say hi, and Richard, you scheduled a show coming up October 30th, I believe.
Yes.
Sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, so I was contacted by a member of the Westland JCs. Actually, I think he's the president, Jim Hart. And he had asked to sit down and talk about ways to increase membership, how they might be able to volunteer in our communities, and of greater interest, said that they're considering, actually it was last night, they were considering formally turning themselves into the Westland area JCs. And what that means is that they can extend beyond Westland. So Garden City, Inkster, Livonia, Romulus, around Westland. And so I said, well, maybe we can get you a little bit of exposure on a pretty awesome radio show. So he, along with Jay Johnson, who is a trustee in Redford Township and the president of the Michigan JCs, are going to be joining us on October 30th.
That's a big deal.
So, I'm hoping that we'll get a lot of listeners. That there might be some folks that either wish to be a JC
Interested.
or are interested in learning more about it. And I'm confident it'll be informative.
Now, members, they still age out? That's
Well,
kind of different, isn't it?
well, I can't remember the exact.
I know they've changed it, I think, a couple times, the ages.
Well, it's 40. So,
It's 40 now?
Yeah. So once you hit the magic age, you're done.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully, not done with community service and
Right.
helping others, but at least with the JCs. And it may have been at some point that was to allow new blood. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I was a JC until I aged out,
Okay.
and
And it was 40 then, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's good. And
Interesting.
again, I think that amongst the more interesting things is that they came to me and said, how can we help you? How can we help our communities? We
Yeah,
want to
really.
volunteer, and we want to do stuff.
Yeah.
They're
Oh.
bringing 10 people to make a senior
And we'll talk
smile.
about it later. Yeah, the senior smile. But that's cool too.
Yeah.
So, well, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. That's October 30th. All
Right.
And then we also want to set up a show with your staff, somebody from your staff, and State Representative David Knisik's staff. Right.
Yeah.
So we'll have to work on that. All right. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. And listen, we are looking to schedule some guests for the show. So if you're interested in coming on, maybe you own a business or you provide a service that you'd like to talk about, share with us, come on over to the studio or call in as a guest.
Yeah, we don't charge much.
No, not at all. Bring a drink? No, I got a fully stocked refrigerator, so you're welcome to come here. Please send your name and email address along with why you would like to come on the show to gccommunitychat@gmail.com, and we'll get right back to you and set up a date as soon as possible. All right, if you have any questions for us tonight or would like to join in the conversation, give us a call at 1-724-444-7444. For some reason I could not remember that phone number tonight.
I knew there was a 4 in it.
Yeah, a lot of
much I
fours.
remember.
Yeah, that's what gets you. And anyway, once you do call in, you're going to punch in the call ID 82757 followed by the pound sign. Some of you may have to call in more than once due to the heavy traffic, and we do apologize in advance. Keep trying, and we hope to talk with you soon. Or join us in our chat room at talkshoe.com/TC/82757. Click on the large join in button, sign in as a guest, and that takes you right to our chat room where you can type your questions or comments at the bottom of the page. If you would like to text us a question, you can do that too at 734-788-9319. All right. We also want to let you know we're doing a video recording of tonight's show, so you can put a face with the voice, and that video will be available later on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/community chat show. Okay, so let's get started by first checking in with Tom for the latest weather info, and then we'll get to Holly and some gardening tips. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Tom, kind of wet out there. Nice weather if you're a duck, eh?
Well, I told you last week's show that enjoy all this nice weather because it's Michigan and it changes in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has shifted, definitely this week. Over the weekend, we had a pretty strong front move through, and temperatures have really cooled down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that they're going to stay down for probably a while. But as you mentioned, yeah, it is a little. We're getting a cluster of light to moderate rain moving through. We are seeing some heavier downpours at times with it, but it's mainly just moderate rain, and that's going to be moving out shortly, and it's going to be dry for a few more hours, and then we'll get another round of rain move through during the overnight hours.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that umbrella handy because as we get into Friday, the rain is definitely going to be around throughout much of the day. It's not going to be an all-day rain, but there's going to be a lot of clusters moving through throughout the morning, afternoon, and evening hours. So if you're going to be out and about, make sure you keep that umbrella handy because, again, you can definitely see some heavy downpours, and that's the biggest threat. I'm not expecting any severe weather at this time, so that's pretty good. But, again, it's going to stay cool with this rain, only in the 60s for high temperatures. And as this storm system brings that rain, and it's along a pretty strong cold front again that's going to be moving through. And on Saturday, it's going to be a pretty raw day out there. If you have any outdoor plans for Saturday, it's going to be not the best day to do any plans outside. So I would definitely change them if you're having outdoor plans because it's going to be very chilly. Temperatures will probably be just around 50 degrees. It's going to be breezy and a little bit of rain at times as well. So not the best day to be outside. But Sunday it starts drying out, but it'll definitely still stay cool out there, only in the 50s throughout all the week, throughout the whole weekend. And then as we get throughout next week, it doesn't look like it's going to be a very good week either. A lot of clouds, a lot of rain on and off, and cool temperatures are going to continue as well. Temperatures will probably not get out of the 60s all next week, low to mid-60s for highs. And lows will be in the 40s. So I'm not expecting any frost or freeze, so don't have to worry about your plans. But definitely just going to be a gloomy day tomorrow and on and off all next week. So I told you, enjoy the weather because Michigan and their crazy weather always comes back to haunt us. So we had a very nice stretch of weather, and now coming to an end. But as I said, this October chill has definitely is definitely going to be a big one as it affects much of the United States this week as that front moves through. I'm going to say this, but I'm not going to condone it. Parts of Minnesota and the UP of Michigan could see some snow with the system. It's not going to be a lot of snow, but it's definitely something to mention. We'll probably see a dusting of snow up there.
Wow.
So, no snow here, so that's some great news. But you definitely know that the system is bringing in some cold air from Canada, so definitely wanted to mention that. But the biggest story right now is the severe weather, which is very unusual for this time of year. You definitely don't think of severe weather in October, but it's ongoing across much of the central United States, all across Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Arkansas, and Texas. They got hit really bad today, and that's continuing ongoing as it moves east. But that system, as I said, is going to be weakening, and it won't be really severe weather here. It's just a rainy day tomorrow, so that's some good news. But definitely keep safe if you're in those states. And to wrap up, the tropics have been pretty quiet, as I said, over the last few weeks. The Atlantic is pretty much shut off because of a lot of shear and a lot of dry air, so I'm not really seeing any big problems from there. But the Pacific, again, has been very busy. It's nonstop. There's another storm out there. And then there's another typhoon heading toward Japan as well. So very busy across the Pacific. But other than that, that's pretty much the weather synopsis of the week. But if you want to keep tuned to all this local weather, just go to my website, DopplerTownsWeather.com.
All right, sounds good. I do hope that we have some nice weather though for next Saturday. That's for sure. I know it's way out there.
But we'll see what happens. I'll
still seeing
pick up the red telephone and see what I can.
Tom will work on it. Trust me. He'll come through. All right. Thanks, Tom. All right. Now let's get some fall gardening tips with our friends from Wisconsin, where it's probably really cold. Joey and Holly. Let's hear it.
This is Gardening in 2 Minutes as we reach the fall time here in the Northern Hemisphere that brings the opportunity of harvesting items from trees. preferably pears and apples.
Now you may grow your own or have your own apple or pear tree, or you may go to a pick-it-yourself place, or you may find really good deals on them at your farmer's market or local grocery store. Either way, there's many things you can do with them. There's the obvious ones where you can make apple pie or pear pie or different sorts of desserts or quick breads with them. But then you can do more of a sustainability thing where you can can them. So we've done everything from making applesauce, well in our case we have pear sauce. Just can the pears, can the juice, which is actually really nice if you can juice it and can it, because that'll give you something that you can have later on in the winter. And we've even done pear butter. Now when doing pear butter, I found that it is easiest to cook it down in a slow cooker. That way you can let it cook down and you can not have to worry about it burning or anything like that.
Now, if you have your own tree, you can see the overwhelmingness of the amount of fruit that's on that tree. And you don't want to waste anything that you don't have to. So you can pick it and keep it for several weeks. As the saying goes, one bad apple ruins the bunch, and that's what will happen with pears and apples. If one has a bruise on it, it will translate to the whole group of pears and apples. So you can pick them, but make sure they are in good shape. Now, for those that may fall on the ground, you can pick those up and put them in your compost pile, feed them to your livestock, or you can actually bury them in the garden for worms to feed on over the winter. For more information on pears and apples, our weekly video productions, as well as our new released fall digital quarterly magazine, where Holly writes a story on this very topic, you can find all that information at
thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.
For the health-conscious organic gardener worldwide. For Gardening in 2 Minutes, I'm Joy Baird.
And I'm Holly Baird.
All right, sounds good. Okay, let's move on here. So you never heard of pear pie?
Nope. But I'll tell you, I recently had, during my office event where I buy a lot of different fruit and whatnot,
Yeah.
I had an Asian pear. Never had one before.
Asian pear.
It's round like an apple.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's very good.
Does it taste like a pear, though? Or
It does
different?
taste like a pear,
Yeah,
but just doesn't look like a
something
pear.
different. All right, cool.
No, I never had pear pie. Maybe you should make us one for the next show.
Yeah, okay. I'll get right on that. Hey, is Lisa on the phone? Who is
Councilwoman,
Councilwoman Lisa? Who else would be on the line? Mike Jones?
all
Nobody?
right, we're not guessing anymore. Who's on the line? Who can talk to us?
Who is on the phone from Southeast Michigan? I see it, but you don't want to talk, I guess. Okay. I understand.
All right, we will track you down anyway.
All right, I was going to introduce Lisa Hicks Clayton, but I guess she's not with us. There is somebody called in, but I don't know who it is. What? Who? What?
Might just be muted, and away from the phone. Then that's what my guess would be. Oh, I guess that.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wait and maybe she'll call in, and we'll just have to fill some time here, right?
There you go.
Let's see. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's move on to. I have something that I wanted to mention. Oh, okay. Right here. I'll do this. I wanted to mention that this was a press release for the First United Methodist Church in Garden City, and they say bullying is a serious problem, and at this time it's come time to address it, according to Reverend B. Fraser Suits, who's the pastor over there at our First United Methodist Church in Garden City. They are going to have a town hall meeting to begin sharing information and perspectives about the how and why of bullying, as well as the consequences for both the victim and the bullying. Now, bullying just isn't kids anymore. It's also adults, especially with the introduction of social media today, unfortunately. So on Tuesday, October 7th at 6 p.m., everyone, especially parents, grandparents, and all those who care for children and youth in our area are invited to participate in the meeting at the First United Methodist Church, located at 6443 Merriman Road at the corner of Maplewood in Garden City. A simple dinner of pizza, salad, and dessert will be served. They want to emphasize that bullying presents itself in many forms, including name-calling, peer pressure, hazing, threats, or direct violent assault, and especially cyberbullying. So for more information, you can give the church a call at 734-421-8628 between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So once again, that's Tuesday, October 7th at 6 p.m. Town Hall meeting, First United Methodist Church, for on the subject of bullying. So, you know, you would have thought that had been resolved by now, but unfortunately it isn't. I don't know if it's getting worse. Could be. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
I think there's more opportunity for it.
Yeah, with the social
With the
media.
internet,
Yeah,
you know, with
cyberbullying.
yeah, I think there's more opportunity for it, and the best thing about it, though, you know, if there's anything good to say, it's that it's now recognized.
Yep, people
And,
are talking about
a
it.
number of people that are working toward reducing or eliminating it.
Exactly. So that should be interesting anyway, and get out there, let it be known. All right. Also, I want to mention that the Straight Farmhouse and Historical Museum is having a skeleton exhibit. It's called Skeletons on Review, and this year's exhibit opens October 1st and runs until October 29th. Now, members only night will be Saturday, October 4th at 7 p.m. for like a preview. And again, this year, businesses, individuals, and families will have the opportunity to be a sponsor of this exhibit for only $25. Now, the theme is called Then and Now. Let's see. Our skeleton friends will help us take a look back at 1933, the year Garden City officially became a city. 1933 was also the year Prohibition ended in the United States. Some of the skeletons just might be celebrating the passing of the 21st Amendment. That's funny. I like that. All right, don't worry if you can't stop by during regular museum hours on Wednesday and Saturday from noon to 3. They plan on opening the museum 3 separate weeknights, October 22nd, 28th, and 29th, from 6:30 to 8:30. Or you can call Kim or Jerry Marquette at 734-522-1226 to schedule an evening visit. And Ralph over there is a ghost. There is a ghost over there. They truly believe there's a ghost. Ralph lives over there, so
Sure.
give him a call and they'll show you his room. But his room is upstairs in that farmhouse, and Mike Lawrence, who works over there as a volunteer, he'll go upstairs, and it'll be 30 degrees cooler in his bedroom. I mean, it can be like 90 downstairs in his.
Sure. Yeah, right.
He will not go up there or stay there by himself at night. I swear. And they do seances and everything over there, so it's kind of cool. So anyway, check it out. The Skeletons on Review, October 1st, runs to October 29th. And I think it's kind of cool. Also, congratulations to new board member, Penelope Penny Kelly, I guess, Klei. Penny's a great volunteer. She's involved in a lot of community stuff in Garden City, so we'll give her a little shout out too. I did mention, don't forget, October 11th is the chili cook-off. So, oh yeah, Richard, you can talk about that if you want.
ahead.
No, go ahead. That's your baby.
Make a senior smile. And I mean it. Make a senior smile.
Darn it.
The way you can do that is by volunteering on Saturday, November 8th. Join us at 8 o'clock at the Maplewood Center for a continental breakfast. Get a free T-shirt. Get an assignment along with a handful of other folks to go rake the lawn of one of our local senior citizens. Should take a couple of hours. We're going to have a pizza lunch at noon back at Maplewood. Mm-hmm. And that's all the thanks that you get. You get a shirt and a little bit of food. But you're going to like it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So call my office if you want to volunteer. That number is 313-224-8855. Or you can call me at my house. My number's in the phone book. Mm-hmm. And we'll get you signed up. Last year we had, 130 or something like that volunteers. We wish to dwarf that number this year. Not for any particular reason other than to show folks It's all about volunteering in town, and it'll be a good time.
It is.
There's something for everybody. Even if you're not physically capable of raking leaves,
Yeah.
we'll have a job for you.
Yep.
And it's only for a couple hours.
Yep.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine. That's right.
Tom, we'd rather have shine.
Boy, we had some great weather last year.
did.
Oh, it was beautiful.
We did.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a good time. Then you feel good about yourself. Lowe's is going to have volunteers there, and they supply the bags, and
Yeah,
we'll give
so-
Lowe's a shout out.
Yeah, Lowe's. We've also got a couple of other sponsors this year. We have
Lisa, actually.
Lisa. We have, Councilwoman Clayton Hicks is going to be donating toward the breakfast that day.
Hicks Clayton.
Hicks Clayton. Seriously?
Yeah.
Why do I always get that backward?
know,
Lisa,
I
you're
do
not
too.
online yet, are you?
Are you there, Lisa? No.
Thank you. Hicks Clayton. She's a councilwoman in Dearborn Heights, and although she's going to be assisting a different Make a Senior Smile event that day, she's donating toward ours, so that's pretty cool. I even offered to let her out of the obligation. She said, nope, still wanted to do it. DTE is going to help sponsor this year. And we also have a sizable donation. In fact, the entire lunch is being paid for by the Community First Foundation. So
Oh, wow.
we have a lot of help. There's no money to be made on this. Nobody gets paid. We don't have a bank account. But
Nope.
if there's a way that you would wish to donate toward the purchase of T-shirts or to finish off with some of the other purchases that we have, we'll gladly accept your contribution. If we don't use it, we'll give it back to you in whole or part. Again, there's no savings account that
And they-
has this from year to year.
And they just, to donate, just call your office or
Just
whatever?
call our office and we'll figure it out.
Oh.
You know, just really by mentioning it on the show, we've got a couple of contributions.
Good.
Mary Ribeiro from Seniors Helping Seniors,
Oh, yeah.
for example, is
Right.
also donating.
Yeah, very good.
So we're getting pretty close to having enough money so that it's not coming out of my wallet this year, which I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's a good thing.
And although I will contribute, of
Yeah.
course, in various ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so November 8th, 8 o'clock, Maplewood Center. We promise that you will be completely done with everything, including that lunch, by 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
There's so many volunteers. I mean, it's just boom, boy.
Yeah.
They hit a house and it's done in no time.
A lot of kids in town, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That the kids are actually
Yes.
a sizable force in all of this. The Key
Right.
Club from the high school, they're going to be in again.
Good to see
We've
the
got
young
some
ones out there.
scouts. We
Yeah.
have some master gardeners that was announced at their recent meeting in Wayne County.
Yeah.
There's some of those that are coming.
Yeah.
We get the politicians there.
Garden club members.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's all good.
it is.
Yep.
And then, did you do your health event yet?
Health on Wheels is October 25th, I think. I better look at my calendar.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. That's coming up.
Yeah, I don't have anything in print to talk about. Well, but what I can say is I mentioned it at the most recent council meeting. And similar to what we did, okay, I got to find the date here. Similar to what we did this past year. What is the date? Well, I'm just going to talk about it for a second while I try to find it.
And last year was miserable, wasn't it? The weather.
Last year was a real challenge.
A real
The
challenge.
weather was very, very difficult last year. Okay, so it's Wednesday, October 22nd, from 11 to 3, and in the City Hall parking lot on Middle Belt, we will have some Wayne County folks there in a mobile unit, and they do a lot of screening, offer a lot of prevention tips.
Yeah, this is a good thing because a lot of it's free.
It is. The only thing that's not free is immunization.
Right.
If you want to get a flu shot, there's a very nominal cost. If you want to get a pneumonia shot, it's not nominal, but you can't get that shot everywhere.
No,
So,
something you got to have. Too.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's free. There's also going to be people inside the police department in the meeting room there. We'll help you get signed up for health care if that's something that you need. There's a lot of cool things, and it's 4 hours on October 22nd from 11 to 3. So come up there. Last year, despite the lousy weather, we had a lot of people.
Did you really?
Yeah, we did.
Good turnout, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. It's great for the seniors and people that can't necessarily afford a lot of that stuff, you know?
Right. And I'll say this.
lot of
that,
basic.
I offered it to all three of my communities. And once again, Garden City was the community that responded first, so they're getting it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice over there. They can just
Yep.
whip in the parking lot there and go inside and do their thing.
Exactly.
All right, October 22nd, 11 to 3.
11 o'clock. Yep.
And we'll mention that again, next week and whatever, right up until the event. All right. Also, I want to mention the Garden City Business Alliance. They had a nice little write-up about us in the Observer again today. Only online. If you go on hometownlife.com, you can see it. And you can see our new logo that we've adopted, we came up with. I don't know why it's not in the paper. I guess she didn't meet the deadline for the paper. But it is online, hometownlife.com. And we are having our next meeting tomorrow night, October 3rd at 6 p.m., which will be at Party Animal Travel. And let me get the address here. I'm bringing it up. 6 p.m. October 3rd. That's tomorrow night at Party Animal Travel, 6561 Middlebelt Road, kind of across the street from the high school. We're going to have several things to go over, including a new logo that we developed. We also come up with our mission statement, a new brochure that we're going to be passing out at the chili cook-off. We're going to have a table there. Garden City Community Chat is donating the banner. We're having that made up. And all city businesses are welcome to come. I think, are you coming? It was on your schedule, I think, to show up.
It is on my calendar.
Okay.
I'm not positive I'll be there. But
Well,
it's on
even
my
if you
calendar.
stop in for a little bit.
Yeah.
And people are going to bring appetizers. Members, if you're coming, bring an appetizer if you want to pass. And plenty of business cards for sure. So it should be a great night, and we're going to have a lot of stuff to cover. And we won't be rushed because it's an evening meeting. Also, City Manager Robert Murray will be there. So he'll be taking questions and showing his support for us. And then in November, we'll be at the Grand Parlor at the Straight Farmhouse, 6221 Merriman Road. That time's to be announced. I think November, December, we're going to be there, and then we're going to move to the Guardian Martial Arts in January. She wants to do an event there. Hi karate. Hi karate. So if any times or venues change, we will notify you in advance. We are welcoming new members. Contact us through the website or just show up at the meetings with plenty of business cards, like I said, and you can join that way. I did mention the Straight Farmhouse, the Skeleton event. Yeah, check out the Garden City Business Alliance website, too. It's a real nice website that Rick Palmer is doing for us, free of charge. It's a GCBiz, B-I-Z, 48135.org. Okay? All right, Lisa, are you on the phone? Are you there? Hello, Lisa. Maybe Lisa couldn't get in. Well, it looks like it's going to be a short show tonight,
Hold on.
folks.
We still got more to talk about, though.
All right,
Let's
we
talk
do.
about the DSO for a moment.
Oh, we got to talk about that. Go ahead. We had the pleasure of going to see the DSO at O'Leary Auditorium at the high school.
Yeah, the Detroit Symphony
What a
Orchestra
pleasure.
came to Garden City last night,
Yep.
and wow. You know,
Yes.
I got into that parking lot about 40 some odd minutes before the event began,
Uh-huh.
and spaces were very few and far between.
Yeah, we got there early.
I know you got the front row spot.
Yeah, front
I saw
row.
that. But there was a lot of excitement.
Uh-huh.
It was a really, really nice show.
Yep.
The part that I thought was probably the coolest was the three conductors that were selected out of the
Oh,
audience.
that was cute. That was cute.
For those who were not in attendance,
Mm-hmm.
they Maestro Leonard Slatkin said that they entertain often and allow a guest conductor to come up, but they couldn't make a selection of just one in the Garden City community, so they took three. These three, their average age was probably 10, I'm guessing, maybe
Yeah.
11,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So three young people,
2 girls and a boy.
and they conducted the orchestra during a song.
Yeah.
It was very, very nice,
It
very
was.
well received.
It was.
You know, what a lot of people I think missed, though, was that as the event ended last night, a lot of folks left.
Oh, yeah, the meet and greet? Or,
But afterward, there was a Q&A.
yeah, Q&A.
And there were very few people in the audience. Part of the reason may have been that the other thing that happened was there was a surprise birthday
And
celebration
they were eating cake.
for
A lot of cake.
the maestro. And they had not only a fig cake that came across the stage and actually did surprise him,
Yeah, it did. He was.
They had real cake in the lobby area.
Yeah, it was good cake
And
too.
folks said it was good. I didn't try it, but
Everybody had a piece too.
yeah, there was
And they
a
were
lot
good
of
size.
cake. You know, getting back for a moment to the surprise, his staff they did a pretty good job of keeping that under
Concealing
wraps.
it, yeah.
Because typically what happens is he'll come out on the stage, acknowledge the audience for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then they conduct their introductory piece before he speaks to the audience.
Right.
The introductory piece, as he began to lead, was "Happy Birthday."
And we all had kazoos.
Yeah,
We all
right.
had kazoos in the
Right.
audience, so we were all playing along.
And he genuinely was surprised.
He was 70 years young.
Yeah. And I thought it was pretty nice that I had been asked to get a county resolution put together for
Yeah.
him. We presented that.
Yeah.
And, of course, the mayor offered general greetings
Mm-hmm.
and recognized the young lady who really, I mean, it was her letter
Mm-hmm.
that got those folks here. Talking about how Garden City is a family community and really would appreciate the DSO. So,
And I got to acknowledge Cheryl was one of the letters too. She was
that
one.
right? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
She
Okay.
was actually one of the letters too. So
nice.
her and I
This
don't know
is
how many,
Jack.
4, 7, yeah. So yeah, pretty proud of that. We had a great time. It was, if you've never seen them, I mean, it's a real treat. I mean, they are awesome musicians.
Did you wear the brown tux?
No,
No.
I wore the black.
Okay.
No, I wore my black jeans, as did several people wear jeans.
Yeah.
It was a very casual night. It wasn't a big
They
to do.
do say that. Even downtown,
Yeah.
it's casual. Some
Yeah.
folks dress.
Oh, some dress to the nines, man, when they go down. And now, have you ever seen them downtown at the
Yes.
Orchestra Hall? You have?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's downtown. I would say that nobody wears jeans,
No.
but it's
When you go
allowed.
down there,
But
it's
it's
a-
allowed.
Yeah.
The dress code is such that it's anything.
Yeah.
But most people are in formal attire, which is
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Yeah. And you pulled up, I think, in the stretch, right?
I
Limo?
did.
Yeah.
I did. It
yeah.
was donated
Yeah.
by Garden City Community Chat.
Yeah, with our banner on the back. But no, that was a fun time. I enjoyed it.
It really was.
And,
Hats off to everybody who put
oh.
it together and made it happen.
Oh,
School
absolutely.
district, of course.
Yeah, Kim Dole from DDA.
Kim, yeah,
They did a great job.
It was all good. It was
Yep.
really, really good.
And yeah, it was sold out.
Yeah.
Pretty much sold out.
Yeah.
And you know what was interesting though is like an hour before the show, I'm looking at probably a
saw
couple
it.
hours. Facebook. I mean, all of a sudden people are saying, I have 4 tickets available, 6 tickets available, 2 here, and I'm going, oh man, don't tell me, you know.
Yeah.
But they came through. They filled the place.
It was packed.
Yeah, and the sound system was good.
It was.
It sounded very good. So yeah, it was a good night. All right, still no Lisa, so I don't know what's going on there.
Well, we'll give her a rain check.
Yeah, we'll give her a rain check. So let's see.
So is anybody logged in?
Well, Tom is, and that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, I just wonder if there's any problems because he said he had some technical issues.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, Lisa?
No. I'm a Wayne resident. I'm following Richard, so I logged in. So I didn't know if
Hey,
it
all
was me that you
right.
guys kept saying that this was in
Oh, who is this?
Southeast Michigan.
This is a stalker?
This is Shannon Coffey.
Oh, hi, Shannon.
How are you?
Good.
I'm Carrie.
Hi.
Richard, say hi.
I know Shannon.
Well, say hi.
I'll
She's
say hi
following you.
if I want to.
No,
Say
that is
it.
Richard talking. I'm following Richard on Facebook, so I logged in through
Yeah.
him because he's wonderful. And I heard
Yeah.
about the seniors, so that's what I was interested in hearing what he was going to say about the seniors.
Oh,
'cause I
okay.
just recently seen Richard at the senior center.
So you were the one on the phone that I kept saying, who is this, and wouldn't talk.
Right, well, I didn't know, because I had my phone on mute. I'm like, what?
Okay.
I don't know how many people are logged in.
Okay,
And now I
I
know
got
you
you.
guys are stalkers that you know where we log in from.
Yeah, we have
got
a
a
registered
ton of
list
people
of
on there.
stalkers. Right?
So how's it going?
You
Good?
guys sound good.
Well, that's good. We appreciate knowing that.
Yeah.
Do you have any either news or questions, or are you just simply monitoring and
Anything you want to share?
yeah? Because our guest
well,
speaker failed to.
I'm a
log
Wayne
in.
resident, so.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fine.
that's fine.
Yeah, we do stuff for the area.
Entire area. Yeah, it's not just Garden City. It's everybody.
Right. No, like I said, I was following Richard online, and then I seen that his the post about the login or whatnot, but he didn't really say what it was about.
Right.
So then I listened
If
to
I
you guys
did,
talk
you
about
wouldn't have
Friday
logged in.
Wisconsin.
See, I
I'm
keep
sorry?
keep everybody in suspense. If I tell them what it is, if I tell them Carrie's going to talk for like 90% of the show, nobody will log in or call in.
Yeah, okay.
But Shannon, we appreciate that you're logged in and calling
Yeah.
in.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we have a good time here for sure.
Yeah,
And if you ever want to come to the studio, you're more than welcome, right?
sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll take some classes, but I am interested definitely in the senior things. I like to see more of that coming
Yes.
more into my city because I live in Wayne, but I like to see that further spread out, more senior activities
Right.
and people volunteer.
So who could handle that in Wayne? Let's
Well,
get Kozowski on it.
I'm not sure. I studied gerontology. That's how I met Richard. Well, I've known Richard before, but I met Richard again because I studied gerontology for Madonna. So that's just a suggestion, Richard. If you contact Madonna, because they do have the gerontology department,
Right.
you could probably get a lot more volunteers because there's paperwork that the study of aging, that they have to do volunteer work. So it would be like a great thing.
Right.
That's a good suggestion.
That is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Carry on. I'm just listening.
Well, thanks for joining us for sure.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
Well, I
What
think
else?
we've pretty much exhausted everything for this week.
Hey, the next council meeting, we can talk about that. That's Monday, October 6th. You going to be there?
No, actually, I'm going to be in the city of Westland for their brand new city hall first council meeting.
Oh,
And
I wish I could go.
I'm making a presentation to a young lady. She's probably 10 years old,
Mm-hmm.
maybe less than that, actually. Her name is Hannah McKellar. And
Okay.
Hannah, this summer, had a lemonade stand.
Oh, okay. I've heard about it.
And with the proceeds,
Very cool.
assisted in feeding homeless people.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, very cool thing.
That
so when I saw her at a council meeting,
Uh-huh.
I asked her mom if we might receive a little bit of biographical information so that we could provide some sort of recognition ourselves. So when I mentioned this to my colleagues at the Wayne County Commission, they were in awe. And we adopted unanimously this resolution. And her mom had asked yesterday if we might be able to go back to the city council meeting to make the presentation to Hannah publicly.
Oh, wow.
So I
Yeah.
received permission today from the council president.
Uh-huh.
So at the first meeting in the brand new city hall on Monday,
Wow.
we're going to do that, amongst other
Awesome.
things, of course. But-
Awesome.
and for those who haven't seen the new city hall, it's on Warren Road,
State of the art.
between Wayne Road and Newburgh,
The old Circuit City
the
store.
old Circuit City building, and it is really a magnificent building in terms of what it does, what it will do. There was a lot of consolidation that took place, multiple satellite operations all folded into one
Departments all
building
under,
now.
yep.
And meeting rooms and just
Pretty cool.
yeah, it really is. So looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get over there and check it out.
So that's where I'll be Monday.
We'll do a little field trip one day.
There you go.
Okay. What else was I going to say? Oh, well, anyway, our council meeting's October 6th, so in our old city hall.
Yeah, but the old city hall is going to have some new sound equipment
Yes.
and furniture
Yes.
installed in the courtroom / city council
Which is
chambers.
long overdue.
That'll be complete by the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to Dan York night before last about what he's doing to get that all taken care of after the next meeting and before the following meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a 2-week window there. A lot of work's going to take place.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
They need it desperately. So anyway, 7 o'clock, council urges all residents to attend if you can. It's always a good time, that's for sure. You never know what's going to happen there. Kind of like our show. Oh, boy. I forgot. J. Lee Lynch was sitting with us tonight at our table with her husband, Tom, and I wanted to know if she went to the Western Wayne County business, what was that?
Yeah, I
I
can't
don't-
remember the name of what they're calling it, but I did meet with Livonia Public Schools Superintendent Randy Leapa. He and I had lunch last Friday regarding some things that we're cooperatively working on, my office and his. And when we met, it was the afternoon after, the immediate day after that event took place, and he said it was very good.
Well attended?
He said the crowd was not as big as it was last year.
Really?
And the
Yeah, I heard
thought
like
was,
350 or something.
Yeah, I don't recall the number, but he said the thought was that there was a lot of competing events
Oh, okay.
downtown that may have had something to do with it, but he said nonetheless it was a really positive, good event, and it's going to be an annual thing. So,
Well, yeah, I meant to ask her if she attended, and if so, can she maybe brief the council or somebody
Right.
at the next council meeting? So I'll have to email her or something, see how that went.
Good.
But I hope we had some representation there anyway. All right, remember our shows are always recorded live, and you can find them on our main show page over at TalkShoe.com. Just search for show ID 82757, and you can find all 217 shows over there. 217 already.
That's a lot of shows.
That's a lot of shows. And you'll be able to check them out at your convenience. And then, as always, we will upload our latest show when it's available to our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. And for those who would like to put a face with a voice, we are videotaping our shows. And like I said, they can be found on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/communitychatshow once it's made available. So no matter what, we have you covered. You won't miss a thing. And we thank you all for listening and your support. Don't forget, we are looking for guests, like I said. And if you know anybody, please contact us. We'd like to get them on and get them scheduled. Just send us an email at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. Hey, anything of importance in the county? You were down there today, right?
Yeah. Today, we officially voted the Water Authority.
Oh, yeah.
And so, by us taking action today, following Detroit City Council's action yesterday, there is an authority. So it
Okay.
officially
Done deal.
did happen. Macomb County and Oakland County will be considering it within the next week.
Oh, okay.
And our vote was 14-1. One member cast a no vote. That was Commissioner Martha G. Scott out of Detroit.
And her reason? Do you
She
know?
did not explain her reason. It was simply
Just a no?
she just voted no.
Okay.
We did have two individuals from Macomb County that spoke during citizen comments at our meeting to express their displeasure with us having approved the agreement.
Really?
And they hope that Macomb County, where they're from, denies it. But
Well,
by and large, it
everybody
was
has their reasons.
Yeah, it was a very complimentary set of comments today regarding this, and I think it is.
I think it's going to be better for the county, don't you? For us?
I think it's going to be better for the area, for the region.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I think that if you're from Detroit, you still retain ownership. If you're from Detroit, you're going to get lease proceeds that you weren't getting previously.
Mm-hmm.
If you're from Detroit, you're still going to operate the Detroit portion of the system.
Yeah,
If
it's
you're
still
from the
there.
suburbs, you have a voice
Yeah.
where you didn't before.
No.
You have rate guarantees for the first 10 years of the agreement, and you didn't have that before.
No.
I think that the required infrastructure improvements that are going to be paid for through the lease proceeds by contract will benefit everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Water loss is a big deal. Non-payment of bills is a big deal. There's a mechanism in here that will establish a fund for those that legitimately have financial difficulty paying a water bill.
How's the infrastructure now? Is that constantly got to be improved too, I would imagine, right? Old?
Well, it's like things in our own towns.
Yeah, you gotta
some
maintain.
new, some old.
Right.
Things always need to be monitored and maintained.
Mm-hmm.
But there are still, I'm going to say dozens, but it's probably hundreds of miles of wooden pipe from back at turn of the century.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Wow.
That, constructed out of wood, hardwood, that are carrying water. And it's worked well, but there are issues in certain places. And so the amount of money that's being invested in infrastructure improvements is a guarantee in this contract.
Mm-hmm.
Profits, if I can call them that, are to be reinvested. Today, monies that would be considered profit in the system go to Detroit, the city of Detroit's bottom line. and they spend them however they wish. So this really is a unique agreement.
Yeah.
And interestingly, it would not have come about but for bankruptcy. This was
Okay.
ordered by the courts, and it was assisted by mediation and a lot of very, very smart people working on it, both from Wayne County, the city of Detroit, and elsewhere.
Well, let me ask you this. This is a done deal. I mean, we're locked in now, right? There's no way a community can get out of this?
That's correct.
Okay.
And for Wayne County.
Right, Wayne County
We'll
community.
see what happens with the other counties. But the Detroit water system serves 40% of the state of Michigan. That's impressive.
That is.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
And
It's good water, I'll be honest with you. I mean, Detroit water is
absolutely
awesome.
great water.
Awesome.
Our water is recognized nationally as amongst the
The
very best.
Yep.
The very best. There are
A lot of people
companies
don't know
that
that.
bottle water out of the tap and sell it as bottled water.
Yeah.
Out of the tap.
Yeah.
It's
City
that
water.
Good. And
Yep.
it is good water.
Very good.
People really haven't complained about water quality. People have complained about transparency, about the price, about the lack of certain things occurring and the ability to weigh in.
Yeah.
So
That voice, right?
now, that's part of the arrangement. Certainly there are things that we wish would be a little better for suburbs.
Yep.
But this is a good agreement. My hope is that we will look back in several years and say, wow,
Yeah.
that was really a good move. There have been people working on this since the early 1980s.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
And again, it's called that silver lining thing. As difficult as bankruptcy has been on people, on entities, on business, when this thing is all done, this will be viewed as one of the positives that came out of it.
Yeah, I think in the long run, it's definitely going to be beneficial for sure.
So
For
aside
sure.
from that, the rest of it was just your ordinary stuff. that we
Ordinary
took care of.
stuff? Nothing, no movement on the jail or anything? Nothing there
We
you can
are
comment
meeting
on?
next Thursday for what is very likely our last committee meeting regarding the jail, and I expect that there will be a vote by the Wayne County Commission 2 weeks from today to decide which direction the jail project will go in.
And
today.
what's your gut feeling on that?
Gut feeling is that there will be a majority, yet divided, vote to continue the project at its current location, the partially
Really?
finished
Finish it?
location. That's my expectation.
Well, it would be nice if they finished it. I mean,
There's different
I know.
reasons for different positions,
I know.
and not all of them have been shared yet.
it just seems like such a waste. It's sitting there and it's just not completed, and it's probably going to be state of the art. And it would be nice to see it finished.
Well,
But-
the property being developed would be good, whether
Yeah.
with that project or a different one. I don't know yet personally. Again, I expect that's going to be the direction that the commission takes. But there's other things though that are at play here, and I think that after next Thursday's meeting, more will be known publicly, and people can evaluate at that time. I think it'll all be on the table next Thursday.
Yeah, all I know is it's been a real thorn in the county side, man.
Well,
You know?
it's been a thorn in taxpayers' side.
Yeah.
We've got nearly $160 million invested there,
Yep.
and the project was to have been completed at $220 million. That is not going to happen. Period. In fact, if the jail becomes completed at the current site at a level that's not quite what was expected 3 years ago when the then commission approved it, it'll still cost, I'm going to say, another $180 to $200 million minimum to finish. That's big dough, taxpayer money. Lot to think about.
And then there was talk of putting that money in the old jail, the current jail, and upgrading that.
Yeah,
But-
there's 2 jails downtown that could potentially be rehabilitated or renovated. The cost would be about half of that figure I just mentioned to do that. There are those that claim, though, that it's not a realistic option for various reasons.
Yeah.
My preference, coming into it when I did, knowing the things that I do now, which isn't everything, because I've been critical in the past that sometimes I believe that we are incrementally fed information as somebody else thinks that we need it.
Yeah.
But my preference that I've stated publicly would have been, if we are required to do something, and we are, do nothing is not a realistic option
No, that isn't.
because of the condition of the jails and whatnot and the courts.
Yeah.
My preference would be to rehabilitate the existing structures. But
Really?
I'm in the minority with that position.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let's say they go ahead, they finish the current one, or the one that isn't finished.
Right.
What happens to the other jail? Is that
Eventually-
an annex, or will it be tore down, or?
No, eventually the prisoners will be, if that were to happen, prisoners would be transported literally hundreds of feet into the new jail facility, and then, being that it's Wayne County property, or at least I believe it's Wayne County property, it would very likely at some later date be marketed
Okay.
for, probably for demolition and
Somebody,
construction of something else in the
yeah,
area.
purchase the property. Okay. Well, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at here? Well, we're 55 minutes, almost an hour. Can we make an hour?
No.
No?
No.
What else you got? Tom, you want a last
No.
look at the weather?
No.
Yeah,
No,
he does.
No.
Tom? Tommy.
He's either muted
He's sleeping.
or off.
All right. Well, I can tell you it's wet.
Yeah, it's wet out.
It's
And it's
wet.
going to get cold and
Yeah.
wet.
Yeah.
And then the wet will turn into hard wet in a
Exactly.
month or so.
Well, I don't have anything else either. The big thing is the chili cook-off coming up, and the Garden City Business Alliance meeting tomorrow night. That's going to be a big deal. We got to get that moving. Any businesses out there, show up. The Kiwanis officers,
You already talked about all that.
Senior Make a Smile,
I already talked about that.
and your mobile health. All right, cool.
All the show.
Well, guess what? What am I going to say? Well, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
It's a podcast.
Podcast. I want to thank everyone that participated in tonight's show.
Especially Shannon.
It's unfortunate that Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton did not show up. I hope it wasn't anything serious. I think she was at a Kiwanis event too, if I'm not mistaken. Want to thank my co-hosts, Richard LeBlanc and Doppler Tom Iwinski, and also Joey and Holly from Wisconsin. Thank you for your gardening tips, as always. Hope it's warm up there. And thanks to everyone who hung out in the chat room and on the phone with us. We really appreciate your support every week. Remember, for the latest weather, you can go to DopplerTomsWeather.com. It's a great website. He gives you a lot of information over there, so check that out. Also, if you have a show idea or a guest you'd like us to try and get on, just send us an email right now at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, and we'll do our very best to provide that for you. Don't forget to join our mailing list also at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. So we hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. And also, if you see something, say something. Look out for one another out there. And if you haven't watched us on our YouTube channel yet, you can find us at youtube.com/communitychatshow. Don't forget to subscribe while you're over there. That way you'll be notified when we posted a new one. So on behalf of Richard and Tom, this is Kerry. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow evening at the Alliance meeting at Party Animal Travel. And next week, don't forget, we will be at the Garden City Fire Department Open House, October 11th, 1 p.m. showtime. All right, and then after that, we'll be right back here on Talk Shoe. So take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Good night.
Night.